What's going on YouTube? Joe Miner 3131 back again alongside JS Miner 87 here on the DFS Quarry channel on YouTube. Didn't think I was going to make it tonight. Did a little bit of rushing around. It is what it is. We're here. We're ready to break down this massive 12-game slate. Jared, you got a good night going, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's too early to tell, you know, with a lot of these games here. We're kind of in limbo here. So as of now, though, I'm cashing in 2 out of 3. So and that's what I kind of expected. I set 3 variable lines just to kind of capture every team exposure. So
yeah, fair enough. I'm hovering. It is what it is. You know, like you said, it's too early. It's only a 2-game slate. So we'll see what happens. So be it. You know what I mean? Before we get started here with the slate, let me get all the bullshit out the way. If you like the channel, subscribe to the channel. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. We appreciate it. Any kind of questions, comments, go ahead and let them down below in the comment section. We did start a DFS Quarry Slack channel. So if you're interested in that at all, let your email down below in the comments, or you can hit me up at DFS Quarry over on the Twitter machine. Just shoot me a private message. It's fine. Joe, can I get in the Slack? Let your email. Give me a little bit of time. I check it periodically throughout the day. Obviously, you know, I got a day job. I can't stay right on top of it at all times, but I do the best I can. So with that being said, you can also follow my personal channel at JoeMiner3131 on Twitter, and you can follow Jared at JSMiner87. And you'll find our other brother, Yinzer on hockey. You can find him at SkiMiner36 on the Twitter machine, and that's what he goes by on DraftKings. And I believe he's the same thing in the Slack, right? I think so. If not, we got some normal guys in there in the Slack with us. It's going pretty much around the clock from what I've noticed, man. Maybe a little slow between, say, the hours of midnight Eastern and about 5:30 Eastern. But other than that, there's normally somebody up and about in there. And we don't even have that many people in there. So what's crazy about that is we got it from East Coast to West Coast. It's great. All the guys in there right now, and that's all that's in there right now is guys, and they do a good job, and they help everybody out. We're always talking picks, busting chops, you know what I mean? Raiders fan, you see he changed his profile pic on the Slack channel.
Yeah, I seen it with the Raiders, and what is that? It looks like a Penguins t-shirt, though.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, something like that. I couldn't blow it up enough to see it on the phone, but whatever. It's kind of funny. Guy from PA moves out west. He's a Raiders fan. I don't understand it, but we still love him. What do you think, man? Let's get into this 12-game slate here. Break it down.
Let's do it. Yeah, I wore my Russ jersey tonight. You know, Raiders fan was talking about it the other day, so I was like, I better put on Russ for tonight.
Well, you know what? I'm playing him, so why don't you take it off so he scores a goal?
It's still early. He might score.
Here we go, man. First game up on the slate. Anaheim Ducks coming off a disappointing loss. Heading from Madison Square Gardens into the Boston Gardens, right? It's not the Boston Gardens anymore, though. Minus 155, home favorite Boston is 5.5 over-under in this game. It should be Gibson and Tuukka Rask. That's what I seen projected today using left wing lock for all projections. So, Jared, very little here from me. What do you got here?
I think you could get a couple one-off plays here for the most part, but yeah, I don't see. I kind of see a low-scoring game from this one. You know, 3-2, a 2-1 kind of game. Maybe some exposure in Andre Kasha, who's really on a tear. 8 points in his last 5 games with 20 shots. At 5,700, that's a nice little one-off pick. You keep going down. Daniel Sprung on this third line at 2,800. Might be a nice little cheap one-off, like when you need that 2,800 player. He is getting that power play time still. So third line, power play time, 2 goals and assists and 12 shots in 5 games. A nice little sneak attack play there. For Anaheim, you can also pick up Brandon Montour with 6 points in 5 games at a 4,300 price tag. I like the looks of that. And Gibson's been playing well. I think you have to consider him because they did lose the other night. Must have been it had to have been Chad Johnson in the net the other night for the loss. So back to Gibson. I think you got to look at him as a potential play against a Boston team that on at home ice. Let's see what the shots they're doing. Boston, yeah, getting 32.5 shots a game. So Gibson could be in play. Boston side, it's like you said, unless you're fully on board and confident and expect this game to blow out, you're not even getting one-offs here because a lot of the main picks here in my eyes are the pricey picks. So if you wanted to stack this first line of Boston, that's been one of the hottest lines in hockey as of recent, Brad Marchand, David Krejci, and David Pastrnak, that could, you can't go against that. The numbers are there, guys, with 7 points for all 3 of them each. So potential plays there. And I think I'm going to steer away from you can play Torrey Krug at 6,000, but I'm going to stay away from them. And I think you can still have exposure in Tuukka Rask. In the past, he's a little high priced at 7,900, but he's 2-1 in the last 5 with 2.31 GAA. It could be a good pick there. The only thing is, cash game play probably when you look at shots per game here for Anaheim, you will find that they are near the bottom, the exact bottom. So, at 7,900, you might not risk Rask. It's certainly not a GPP play, but potential in a cash game play if you have a high confidence that Boston's going to get that win. But I don't. If Rask was a 7,200 on the lower end of the slate, you might consider him. But 79, I think we're going to go elsewhere.
Oh man. I don't want anything really in this game. I don't think it's necessary to go here. Boston's only scoring 2.6 goals a game over the last 10 games here, which is not enough. Anaheim's a little better. I got some interest in Gibson, no interest in Rask. And I think Anaheim goes into Boston and wins this game. So the only thing I want from Anaheim, though, is Pontus Aberg, Ryan Getzlaf, or Andre Kasha off the first line. That's it. I don't want nothing else at all. I don't think you need to dip to that third line at all. I mean, if you want to, go ahead. I'm not going to talk you off of it, but I don't want nothing there. Defensively here, Brandon Montour, he's still in play at 4,300. That's a pretty decent price. I take that. That'd be it. And like I said, I do have interest in Gibson. Boston side, I just don't see a situation where they put up a ton of goals here, even in a win. I think Boston, even in a win here at home, I have to say that yeah, no. I mean, I guess if you want to take a shot on the top line, I just can't see them scoring more than 3 goals. So it's the top line, and that's it. But they're pricey enough. You could whatever though. They're fine plays. Marchand, Krejci, and Pastrnak. They're okay. I just don't see it, man. I can't see Boston even in a win putting up more than 3 goals. And Torrey Krug, nah, not for me. I think we'll find a better defenseman than a 6K Torrey Krug. So Yeah, that's it. I'm good, man. Give me Anaheim here, man. Give me Anaheim and a 4-2 win. I think Gibson is going to see about 37, 38 shots, somewhere around there. And he looks like a good goalie play here, I think. Next game up, Detroit heading into Carolina to take on the Carolina Hurricanes. The Hurricanes are a minus 200 home favorite, over under a 6 in this game. I've seen projected Bernier and Mrazek. What do you like here? You're muted, man.
Indeed, I am. This year game, I kind of have limited interest in, just like the first one. Ironically enough, since Detroit is on the road, I can't say I have as much interest. So I'm going to actually fade Detroit completely. Certainly, some nights they're playable, but on the road here, let's see, Detroit on the road, averaging 2.7 goals. Let's see home team stats here for Carolina. Yeah, Carolina giving up 2.6 on home ice here. I can't see playing any Detroit for me. But going over to this Carolina team, Sebastian Aho and Teuvo Teravainen, they're back in play here, guys. It's amazing. I wish Teravainen would shoot a little bit more, but 57 and 5,100 respectively, with 8 points and 7 points in the last 5 games. Keep an eye on, I think it's, yeah, okay. So there was an injury Sunday to Svechnikov on that second line, but the injury update report does say he's likely to be in the lineup. So Svechnikov pairing well with Justin Williams here on that second line. They've been putting it in that as well. So there's your plays, guys. I don't think I'm playing Walmart and Martinook. Those are the guys paired out, but certainly a two-pair option here, especially going up against Bernier, who in his past 5, 0-2-1, 4.31 GAA with a save percentage of .885. Carolina is going to score 4 goals tomorrow, and the top 2 lines will have a part in a couple of those goals. So, and I do have interest here. When you look here at this defensively team, a lot of action in the plays as well. Justin Falk, Calvin DeHaan, Brett Pesky, and Jakob Slavin, they all can get involved in the points. It's just, Jakob Slavin priced fair at 3,900. He could get in on the action. If I'm playing a defenseman, I'm going to see which ones get some power play time and just take the risk there. Slavin's on that second power play line. Justin Falk on that first power play line. Both priced fair, like I said. Maybe you could ask for a little bit more of Justin Falk at 4,800, but I mean, if FanDuel 4,300, certainly a great deal there. And I do have interest in Peter Mrazek tomorrow at 7,500.
Well, yeah, I'm with you here for the most part. I don't think we need to touch Detroit here. If you want Detroit, man, to me, it is only Gustav Nyquist and Dylan Larkin. That's all I want. Those 2, and that would be it as far as forwards go. If you want to take a look here, Chalowski at 4,100, you could take a shot there. He always has goal potential. So, yeah, that would be it for me. Nothing really interesting. And if it is Bernier, I definitely don't think that I want to touch that. Yeah, it's going to be Bernier. No, I don't want nothing there. Carolina side, however, over the past 10 games, they are only averaging 2.2 goals a game. The worst in the league. But I still like him here. I don't want Martinook. Don't think you need to do that, but he has price savings. But I don't think you need the price savings. So little bit of Aho and Teravainen. Great. Svechnikov with I don't want Walmart either. Svechnikov and Williams are both pretty decent plays. It looks. Let me see what their power play looks like. Di Giuseppe? No. Yeah. Aho, Svechnikov, Teravainen, Justin Falk. I could do that. Yeah, so Aho, Teravainen, Williams, Svechnikov, they're okay plays defensively. Is it Jacob Slavin? 3,900. That's pretty good play. I like DeHaan here, man. I end up playing him a good bit for 2,800. For 2,800, he literally has better numbers right now than Justin Falk for 2K less. So DeHaan is in play for certain. For me, it's Carolina here. I like Carolina in this game, probably like a 4-1, 3-1, 4-1, somewhere around there. But I'm on Carolina's side. I don't want no Detroit at all, no Bernier at all. And let's move on. Next game up, Nashville Predators heading into Philadelphia to take on the Philadelphia Flyers. Nashville is a -125 visiting favorite, over under 6 in this game. Looks like Pekka Rinne and the young rook Carter Hart. What do you like here?
Well, I've now started my boycott of Nashville. So I'm not even going to talk about Nashville. Everyone knows their plays. And they certainly come at great prices should you want to play them. I just can't get them right. I can't even get like a 2.5 point out of any of these guys. It's a night. It's pretty sad. Like I said, if I'm going any Nashville, I guess you could say Roman Josi or Ryan Ellis. But they are high-priced defensemen. But I'm not going there. Looking here at Philly, they've moved back down JVR to the third line, looks like, with Scott Lofton. But he has 2 goals and assists. I think he got involved in action the other night. So, Cole, don't you say that. I got him playing in my lineup, but we don't need any of that. But still, you know, with you can one-off Claude Giroux here, or you could one-off Sean Couturier. But, you know, I think that this Philly team is a one-off situation here. You know, you're looking for that third winger. You don't want to do – maybe you've done a triple stack and you just need a one-off guy with some potential and you have a lot of money. Claude Giroux, Sean Couturier, Jacob Voracek, these 3 guys are your one-off situation solutions. And listen, I mean – they're struggling a little bit when you look at Nashville. Rinne was yanked the other night. You know, he's 2.7. If it is, yeah, it's supposed to be Rinne. So he's 2-1, but he's got a 2.7 GAA, 0.905. Like I said, pulled the other night. It's possible you could see goals by this Philly team at home. So, and then you can certainly put interest in Shane Gostisbehere and Ivan Provorov from the defensive side as well. Heck, if they're going to play Andrew McDonald in first-line defenseman and get some minutes at 2,800, it could be a valuable play. 18 minutes so far. He's not the guy right now, but I don't know. That's the thing I hate about daily faceoff is I don't know if that's due to an injury and he's missed a bunch of games and he's really getting 24 minutes ice time or something. That's what you don't understand. But I think I'm gonna in the long run, I'm gonna limit my exposure to maybe 1 guy in a lineup for this game, maybe 2 tops. But I think this is a game you steer clear from. But watch, it'll be like 5-3, and there'll be goals all over the place. It's possible. It's happened to me recently, but I just don't know how you can predict where they're going to come from, except for, like I said, the Giroux Couturier and Voracek.
I'm with you. I cannot play Nashville, man. Everybody does know where their plays are. I am also a Yossi and Ellis guy. I can't do nothing else, man. I mean, these guys crushed me the other night so bad. I mean, absolutely crushed me. So, whatever. If you want to play them, I'm not going to talk you off of it. I would primarily stick to the top two lines and run the defenseman. That's my look on Nashville. Philadelphia, on the other hand, woohoo! Complete opposite of Nashville for me. Problem is, I think it was Cole and I in the Slack channel the other day, yesterday, whatever it was, talked about Philadelphia quite a while, man. I played them, and then I played Cole head to head, and didn't play Philadelphia. I played Nashville instead and got crushed, man. I think I posted like a 15 or some shit like that. So listen, here's my take on Philly. Ready? The coach is pretty decent. He has NHL experience. It's not like this is his first gig, right? He's been down with the Lehigh Valley team, their farm team for quite some time. He knows, right? Carter Hart. He has coached 11 other skaters on Philadelphia's team. So it's not like this is unknown to him. These guys are known. I seen him on the bench coaching up. I think it was Guru, like pointing out stuff on the ice right in his ear, you know what I mean? Not screaming, but actually coaching Guru, man. So I think he's got the respect of the players. And the thing is, man, honestly, if you look at the Philadelphia lineup, tell me how it's that bad. It's not a bad lineup, man. Guru, right? Konechny coming along, fine. Coutier, Voracek, Wayne Simmons, James Van Riemdijk, Scott Lockton, Michael Raffle, right? All these guys are not bad players, man. Oscar Lindblom, okay? They're coming along fine. Defensively, Ivan Provorov, Andrew McDonald, Travis Sanheim, Shane Gostisbehere, okay? These guys are not bad at all. This team is not that bad. Maybe they just wanted a new coach. Anyway, here's what I'm saying to you. Dig into it. JVR is a good play. Coutier is a good play. Voracek, good play. Konechny, good play. Guru, good play. You can play all those guys defensively. I like Gostisbehere, 4,600. Provorov, 4,400. Travis Sanheim, 2,800. What savings for a goal, assist? 9 shots, 10 blocks over the last 5 games with 17.5 minutes of ice time. Man, Raiders fan. Don't why you gotta pull a Justin, dude? You're pulling a Justin. What the hell? Correcting my speech? Man, killing me. Anyway, I like Philly here. I don't want any goalies in this game at all. Even if it is Carter Hart, I will let Cole play the 90% Carter Hart. Next game up, Minnesota Wild heading into Pittsburgh. They go to Pittsburgh Penguins, who are, as we speak right now, playing the Washington Capitals. Pittsburgh minus 135 home favorite. DeSmith should be in the net. Dubnyk should be opposing him. 6.5 over under in this game. Jared, what do you like here?
We got a game stack here, folks. Game stack alert. You look here, zero days rest for the Penguins. They've been in 3 such instances, 11 goals for, 11 goals against. That's 3.67 goals on both per game. So there's going to be goals here. I understand DeSmith. I still think DeSmith gives up 3. Potential 4-3 Penguins win. I don't see let me get to this here first. Make sure I'm right. Yeah, Penguins are a home team. Yeah, I don't see Minnesota winning this one at the Penguins, even though, yes, I know Penguins at home haven't been like they've used to. But it's still that first line for me. I think Gensel gets a goal tomorrow. If he doesn't get a goal today, he's getting a goal tomorrow. We were saying, I think it was actually Joe the other day that said Sydney's due. And I think he might have been one game off because he didn't get the goal that game. Tonight, Sid, it looks like he has 2 goals. I can't confirm if he did get the credit for that second goal. It was kind of interesting. Maybe Joe can tell me if he got grabbed on that because it was deflected in the air. I don't know if Sid hit it. If Sid hit it, he has 2 goals tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's second goal here looks to be Sid assisted by Rust and Jake Gensel.
Gritty goal too. It was a real gritty goal behind the thing. This first line's still in play, guys. And you know what? Malkin's come back to play. All 3 of the second line is in play. It's kind of like a pick your poison. Back Hornquist back on that third line. He's getting power play action. He's right back in his normal post up spot. Hornquist back in play again on that first power play unit. And when you look, let's see what Minnesota does here on the road to make sure I'm giving credit. Yeah. All right. So Minnesota doesn't take as many penalties, but with Pittsburgh's power play, I always think that you can still play it because they do get a lot of ice time, those guys that are playing on that power play. So, that's where I'm looking at, and I kind of like to play that way. Letang certainly hasn't been producing at 6,100 numbers, but keep in mind of that 5 games if it doesn't include his I think he sat out 1 game. So if it does count his 5 games and gives them zeros for that, that's where his stats are skewed. And these are the things you kind of look for at daily face-off because it might only go back last 5 and leave that as a straight 0 for Letang, which wouldn't be accurate. Then you got to say to yourself, it's 2 assists, 10 shots, and 9 blocks in 4 games, which puts him, fair value. I called it the other night when I said you might get a goal from the Penguins' 4th line. I recall, and it was Colin. Sneaky play here tomorrow. Could be Sheehan getting some action on that 4th line, getting a goal in. So, I'm definitely heavy on the Penguins, even being a homer that I am. Casey DeSmith at 7,800. He's in play, but like I said, he's going to give up 3 goals, I'd say. So I'm going to leave off him. Given that we're getting 3 goals here, I think you got to look maybe 6. Mikael Granlund on that Minnesota side. Nino Niederreiter on that second line. I like the second line a little bit more than the first line just for price reasonings. 4,200 for Nino Ryder, 4,000 for Charlie Coyle, and Zach Parise at 6,400. Those are a very pretty nice price compared to if you paid 59, 6,200 for Eric Stahl and Mikael Granlund. But I'm open for either of those. Defensively, look at Jared Spurgeon at 4,900. I'm going to save the money and go that route as my top defensive play. Like I said, if you're playing Parise and Granlund, look at them. 2 power play points in the last 5. Ryan Suter, 2 power play points in the last 5. And Spurgeon, 2 power play points in the last 5. Eric Stahl must have just been promoted up there because he's got 0. I don't know. I just don't like Stahl on the first line center. I thought he started going better on that second line. But some interest here. I don't think I'm playing more than 2 people from this Minnesota side, though. And it might be Niederreiter and Parise, to be honest. And no interest in. I got Dubnyk so hard the other night. Oh, he destroyed me.
I don't want a goalie here. I don't think. Minnesota side only. you could play Eric Stahl, Mikkel Granlund. I'm with you, Jared. I agree. I like the second line better. Parisi, Coyle, Niederreiter. I'd run all of them together. Koivu's got gray hair. Maybe a one-off of Jason Zucker. Yeah, whatever. To me, it's the second line. Yeah, I'll just stay it like that. Give me line 2 here. Minnesota. Spurgeon, 4,900. That's okay. That's it for me. Pittsburgh side. I guess tonight's Crosby's night, right? As we're talking here, so we're gonna say that tomorrow night should then be Falcons night, right? That's what I'm thinking. I think, although I do like the top line now against Crosby and Rust, I think that's great. Absolutely great. I love it. I think tomorrow I will run Malkin and Kessel with a little Zach Austin Reese. No problem. Have to see how this Patrick Hornquist, Derek Brassard works out down here with Pearson on this third line. We're talking, not watching a game. So we'll see how the numbers pan out for them. But I do have interest in both top 2 lines there. Always have interest in Letang. I have to dig into him a little bit here. No Doomlin, no Mana. Dude, Alexiak got knocked out, man. Wilson crushed him. Did you see that shit? Man, he knocked him out. Boom. Dude was staggering. Fell to the ground. Got back up. Was still staggering. He knocked him out. It was crazy. That's it here, man. No DeSmith. This is an interesting game. I just think it's the top 2 lines on both teams, though, you really need. Next game up, Florida Panthers. What a hell of a comeback win they just had against Buffalo. Heading into Toronto. Take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Cole and I talked about maybe everybody overlooking Toronto. Last game out against Jersey, they did. Toronto puts up 7, laughs at us, and says, kiss my ass. We cannot overlook Toronto anymore, guys. That was just stupidity on all of our parts. We should not have overlooked them at all. Man, they put up 7 goals. That hurt, man. So, Toronto minus 215 home favorite. Over under 7 in this game. Keep in mind that Florida did win this last game when they met in Florida. Koivu is supposed to be back, Jared. Heard that on the radio today. So, guys.
Did they have him back in daily faceoff or not yet?
Yes, they did.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Okay, nonetheless, what do you like here?
Well, Toronto is falling victim to, I call it the Joe effect, meaning last time Toronto played in Toronto was the 6th of December, 2 weeks ago. So they are returning after, I think it was a 5-game on the road trip. Let me just verify here real fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 5-game road trip. So Joe Effect says, maybe a little interest in Toronto, but don't go overboard here, guys. They're just back home. They're seeing their wife and kids for the first time, so they lack some training. That's what happens. They lack a little bit of training. They get a little sloppy. They come out and that first game's poor. Raiders fan loves this theory. So that being said, I think you got to stack the Florida side a little bit here. And does Price scare me against this team? Nah. This is a team where Price does not scare me at all. I don't mind throwing a 3-person stack at above 6K plus per player. So, you look Huberdeau, Barkov, Hoffman, Dadonov, all 4 of these guys are must play. You can do 2 of them. You can do 3 of them. Don't do 4. I think that's getting a little bit excessive here, but Florida is 6-8 on the road and only 3.1. But look, their power play is third in the league, averaging 3.6 chances per game. So I think you can definitely take a look at that first power play unit and look at the production of that first power play unit, guys. It's been insane. Several guys with 4 points on it. Keith Yandel coming in as the defensive spot to get 4 points on that power play. These guys are a play, guys. These are a play. And let me just go to my stats here because it looks – I think it's going to be Anderson in that. So if it's Anderson in that, he's looking at a 3.53 in the last 5, guys. 3.53. So Florida can get goals here. And if you believe in the Joe effect, I think you have to say Luongo is in play at 6,900. 6,900 to get a Luongo in play. Hope that guy stands on his head tomorrow because he's going to face around 32 shots. And if he gives up 2 goals, I'll take it for the win because I don't look for a high ownership on Luongo in a slate like this. And you're going to get that price savings. You're going to love that 6,900 when you look at your line and say, hey, look at this. I got Dadonov, I got Hoffman, and I got Barkov. And I could only afford them because I spent 6,900 on Luongo. And I'm hoping for a big game. The Joe effect, I'm a believer of it. And I will be believing it tomorrow. It's Florida for me on this one. You can certainly validate that, Tavares, Mitch Marner, this whole first line is a play. The whole second line kind of looks play. I don't know. It may be a one-off. Capita and Johnson haven't impressed me. At 4,600, I think they're even overpriced for that potential. I know they play with Austin Matthews, but I don't like that. I think it's Tavares Marner for me tomorrow if I'm looking on the Toronto side. Defensively here, 6,800 for Morgan Riley, but the dude continues to produce 5 points in 5 games. I just don't think you're going to be able to afford to put that price on a defenseman. And that being said, I'm going Nikita Zaitsev at 3,100. He's back in play, and he graces Joe's lineup several times a week due to the price savings. And guess what? He doesn't get that big fat zero that you don't like to see. He can get you to that 1.5 at 3,100, and we'll be happy with it.
Dude, I agree with you here, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is what it is. I just think it's the fact that they're back home, sleeping in their own bed. But if you pay attention to it, when teams come off a long road trip and it's their first game back home, man, that first game, they're slow out of the gate. They're so slow, very non-productive, so to speak. I'm with you, Jared. And the truth is this, man. Let's not just discredit Florida here, dude. Barkov is an amazing two-way center. Listen, Toronto is going to try to keep him away from Matthews, but I'm telling you what, when Matthews is on the ice, bud, so is Barkov. Shutting him right down. Shutting him down. So give me Huberdeau, Barkov, Hoffman, Dadonov. I want all 4 of them cats. Come down here. Ekblad at 4,200. That's an okay price. I'll pay that. Yandel, 5,100. Nah, probably not. He's worth it, though. Luongo, I like the Luongo call, man. I will not run that in cash, but I'll take a shot on Luongo in a GPP. Turney certainly will. I have no problem doing it either. Toronto side here, guys, listen. I mean, it's obvious. So, deal is this, okay? I've been down this road time and time again with Toronto. You guys probably all know how I look at this here, right? I like Toronto as pairings. I do not like to run full 3-man stacks of them. So I like Tavares with Marner. Give me a little bit of Matthews with nobody. Wow. I'm not going to play Matthews anyway at 8,200 going against Barkov. That's not going to happen for me. could score a goal. That's fine, but he's going to work for it. No Matthews for me. Marlowe. Hmm. Actually, you know what, guys? That's it, man. The only thing I want here is Tavares and Mitch Marner. I hate saying this. Nikita Zaitsev. Wow, his price came up. I was paying under 3 for him. Morgan Riley's in play. 6,800 is pretty high too, man. That's it, guys. Tavares and Marner. I hate saying that, man. I really do. I really hate saying that, but that's all I want. Tavares and Marner. The rest of me is all about Florida. Next game up, New Jersey heading into Columbus. Columbus minus 180 home favorite. Over under 6 in this game should be Kincaid and Bobrovsky. What do you like here?
Well, I like that this game can be quick and painless for us to get through. What a 12-game slate, right? Last I've seen is Panarin is still iffy. If Panarin plays, I like to take a shot on Panarin at 6,600, maybe as a one-off only. And I like to maybe take a one-off shot at 6,400 on Seth Jones. And I definitely have interest in Bobrovsky. He's an 8,200. I understand that, but he's back, right? Can we say he's back? 2-1-1 in the last 5 games. He's started 4 games, 1.79 with a .935 and a shutout. In the last 3 games, the most goals that Columbus has let up was 2 goals to Anaheim. So, going up against the New Jersey team that just has not scored very much, and on the road, they get 2.6 goals a game. They're one of the worst teams in the league. So I don't know what, I'm going to play the stats on this one. It got me hurt the other night, hence Winnipeg against LA. The stats did not work out for me, but I'm going to play the stats. Like I said, a one-off, maybe even Seth Jones is your one-off completely on that defensive side, because Seth Jones is well worth the 6,400 you pay. Well worth it. That guy is a complete animal and guess what? Let me not ignore you FanDuel folks. It's 5,700 for Seth Jones on FanDuel. I don't know how you don't lock him in right away at that price. So that's where I'm at. A lot of one-off situations here. I certainly probably won't be. I could, I guess, understand one-off and Bobrovsky with Seth Jones. And, maybe stacking that second line of Minnesota, maybe doing that pairing because you're going to get a little price relief there. That could be your play. But if you pay Seth Jones and Bobrovsky price, you're going to need to find that cheap second line to kind of get a little bit of price relief to hit another pretty good stack. But certainly it's all Columbus for me. The 180 favorite is well worth it.
Totally with you here. 100%. I'm not even talking about New Jersey. If you guys want to play him, you know who it is. Palmieri, Hershier, Taylor Hall. That'd be it. They got a couple of defensive plays too. Andy Green and whatnot. But that's it. I don't want no Kincaid. Looking at the Columbus side here, really don't want nothing here either. Maybe a one-off of Panarin. Seth Jones. Yeah, I agree with you there. 6,400. Good price. Certainly a good price. And I do like Bobrovsky here. My problem is I just don't know if he sees enough shots. He should, I guess. I guess if he gets somewhere around 30 shots, he'll be okay. Honestly, I think Bobrovsky could shut these guys out here. So, yeah, give me some Bobrovsky. It wouldn't be a bad start of a lineup, guys, honestly. I know it's a tick pricey, but nothing to be scared of. You can always drop down, grab a cheap winger, or grab a cheap defenseman to level the money you're spending on Bobrovsky and Seth Jones. What are you, 14? They're 14-6 for the two of them. So I'm not afraid of that. Not with the production of Seth Jones. So it's a good way to start a lineup, actually, in my opinion. So let's go ahead, get out of this game. Next game up on the slate, another one that might be a quick breeze. We have the Chicago Blackhawks heading into Dallas, taking on the Dallas Stars. Stars are a minus 205 home favorite. Over under of 6 in this game should be Cam Ward and Ben Bishop. Boy, that over under of 6 seems a little high for me there. What do you like here?
Let's see here. Okay, back to the one-offs here, I think, with Taser Kane. Both are high-priced guys, so I don't know how much interest I really want. If they were a little cheaper play, I could see maybe throwing a shot at Sod at 4,200 might be your better play. You do got Dallas coming off a shutout. Keep that in mind. 2-0 against the Calgary Flames. So let's go back here, though. Going to the Dallas side, it's his first line still, Ben and Sagan combination. This Denis Gurianov, interesting play, 3,100, must have just came up, but he's got a goal and 5 shots. Throw him in there. First line production with these two guys, that's something there. He's probably not going to get the satisfaction of playing on a power play with them. Now, no power play time, but I think you can sacrifice that. Radulov's another good play. He's a one-off on that second line. This third line even, say you're playing that Columbus line that I just told you about and you need some price relief, it might come from Faxa and Hansel here on this third line. The potential for points is there. You get power play time from Hansel. Let me see if Fax is on this power play quick. Now, Faxa, Fax is on the first power play center in that first power play line, according to Daily Faceoff. So Faxa Hansel is an interesting play against a Dallas Stars team that I think is capable of putting up everything plus 5 goals a game. I mean, you look 2 goals, 4 goals, 2 goals, 3 goals, 2 goals. I mean, they're getting, looks like around 2.2 goals a game here in the last 5. You want a little bit more goals, and I think it's going to come against this Chicago team. And is probably going back to Ward, Hunjo. Cam Ward looks like 1-2 with a 4.13 GAA. Dallas will be heavily owned tomorrow, I believe. And I don't think it's going to turn out like the Winnipeg-Vancouver, but I could eat my words. But I'm going to certainly err on the side that Dallas wins this one. We'll call it 4-1.
Raiders fan just said in the live chat there that Klingberg will be back tomorrow. So if Klingberg is back, we'll have to see what they do with his price. He's still listed at 6,300 on here. So if he does come back, 6,300 might be a little bit much for me. But I tell you what, Chicago, I don't want nothing from Chicago, man. I just don't see the point. I can't think that they're going to burn me, anybody from Chicago. And if I lose because of a player from Chicago, so be it. I'll lose, take my licks, move on, just like I did with Nashville. Cam Ward, not a very good goalie. Give me some Dallas. 3 forwards. Ben, Seguin, Radulov. That is all I want. Defensively, could be Klingberg. Could be, maybe. We'll see. If not, you know me, man. I like Esa Lindell, and I like the Rook, Miro Heiskanen. Great plays, man. Great plays. This Taylor Fadun, 4,100. This guy, man, look at this. 3 assists, 10 shots, 6 blocks, 2 power play points over the last 5 games, 4,100. That's a great play. That's a great play. I'm telling you. Dallas, guys, get on it. Circle them down. Circle them up right now. If it is Bishop, you are absolutely in play yet again. So it's the Dallas side here. I think that's your cash game plays. right there. Dallas, write them up. Next game, Tampa Bay Lightning heading into Calgary to take on the Calgary Flames. Tampa Bay -110. The visiting favorite, over under of 6.5 in this game. I see projected Vasilevsky and Mike Smith. We'll see how that goes. What do you like here?
Well, I knew when Calgary lost to Dallas, they don't normally travel down there for one game, being all from the cold north. So Calgary returning home ice after 8 days. It was a 3-game road trip. So I don't know if you keep that in mind. I think against this Tampa Bay Lightning team, I'm going to keep that in my head for sure. Not to mention, let's look here quick at this injury report, because Calgary had a couple. Neal's been missing a couple games. It's unclear if he'll play. James Neal on that third line. And then that looked like we went down to Sam Bennett here. It's uncertain if he'll be in the lineup in the game tomorrow. So that's 2 of their forwards here for Calgary that are listed as kind of uncertain. They are in the line, or at least, yeah, it looks like Sam Bennett is at least in the lineup here on this third line, but no Neal. But just something to keep in mind as you look into this. But for me, it's going all back to this Tampa Bay team. When I look at this, I don't see any reason why they're not going to put up some huge goal numbers again tomorrow. So that being said, give me some Stamkos, give me Yanni Gourde and Andre Palat, all 3 of them guys if you want. Power play wise, I think they're near the top. Yeah, they're first in power play. So you might even skip the line pairings, go right down to line 1, pick 3 guys, pick 4 guys if you want, and throw them in there. You do get a little bit of price relief with Yanni Gourde and Hedman for being 5,500, but you could easily play 3 to 4 of these guys in a lineup stack tomorrow. I'm uncertain of which way I would want to go, cash or GPP. I think it's going to be too high end to be a super GPP kind of play. But cash play, I think these guys are going to be another high end place. But I do love if you say skip the power play and I want line combinations, 4,200 and 4,300 with Gordon and Palat on that first line with Stamkos gives you a nice savings. In that second line, we can certainly see, no goals in 5 games by Braden Point. Maybe you at least pencil him in. Because the guy is a goal scorer. He's got to be due, right? Is this the Crosby thing where we're expecting him to open up and release 1, get us at 3.5 tomorrow? It could be. Third line, another one where you look, you've stacked up heavy. I need a low cost line. Look at this third line. Holy shit. 7 goals in 5 games on this third line. And power play time, I believe, here. Yep, Killorn on that power play, yeah, and then the second power play getting some time. So I like where that stands, and I wouldn't hesitate to play Killorn and Cirelli and a GPP play right there, even combine JT Miller. There was one injury of interest here in Tampa Bay. Ryan Callahan was held out, and he's got a hazy status on his side. So keep an eye on Ryan Callahan as well. Like I said, Victor Hedman, he's in play. Give me some Ryan McDonough even at 4,800. I don't mind that play as well. I wish you'd get a little bit of power play action, but 7 shots, 11 blocks. I'm okay to give him a shot. Calgary side, it's your normal first line combo here. It's Gaudreau, it's Monahan, it's Lindholm. Being out of that long road stand here, I think I'm going to have interest in Vasilevsky, and I'm going to fade. I might do some one-offs. This is just personal preference, guys. I could one-off Gaudreau or Monahan and leave it at kind of that. Maybe even Matt Tkachuk on that second line. But for me, I am off the Calgary. I think that, I think the shutout gets their head after a long road trip as well. Well, not a long. We'll call it an average road trip, 8 days. Yep, I call it an off night again, and Vasilevsky could be my bolder pick. Never know.
I say skip the goalies and stack it up. Both sides. This one is goals. I like Palat with Stamkos. Get rid of Gordon. I like Point with. Actually, I don't. Well, he's due. You could run all three off the second line together in a combo. I think you could go ahead and run the third line too as well. Kaloran, Cirelli, and JT Miller, but that's it. Don't touch the fourth line. Victor Hedman, he's in play. Probably only, yeah, that's all I play off their defense is Victor Hedman. Yeah, no Vasilevsky for me. Like I said, Calgary side here, man, I must say, dude, these guys play much better at home. And not to mention, they're just getting, like, absolutely no respect. No respect whatsoever. These guys right here, this top line of Johnny Hockey, Johnny Gaudreau, Sean Monahan, and Elias Lindholm, these guys are great. Period. Great. They're great line pairing. They deserve the respect that they're not getting. Kachuk and Backlund, not so much. Kachuk, yes. That would be it. And defensively, I like Giordano at 6,700. Awesome play. I know he's expensive, but it don't matter. Does not matter. He's worth the price tag. Play him. I like Hanifin too. 3,400 if you would rather take the cheap way out. I do not want any part of Mike Smith or David Riddick, whichever it may be. But I'm telling you, this top line of Calgary, do not ignore them. Look for the game stack here, in my opinion. Next game up, Montreal Canadiens, a.k.a. the Habs, heading into Arizona to take on the Coyotes, a.k.a. the Puppies. Arizona is a minus 125 home favorite. Over under of 6 in this game. What do you like here, Jared?
For me, for Arizona side of things, I only like a Darcy Kemper kind of sneak play. He's 7,400. His stats have not been great in the past 5, but reason is Montreal playing tonight in Colorado. They do get a lot of shots on back-to-back nights, 36 shots on back-to-back nights, only 6 goals, an average of 2 goals a game here in the past 3 games. I wish they'd tell me the record on this sweet little ESPN stat sheet. They don't tell me the record. I'd really like to know what that is. I guess I could look. But that's going to be a sneaky goalie pick here for me, and one that I'm going to write down. Darcy Kemper, 7,400. Aside from that, I want no Arizona. None. Looking at these guys have 0 multi-goal, and I mean 0 guys who've scored more than 1 goal in the past 5 games. That for GFS, that just spells suicide to play a stack of Arizona. It really does. Either that or it's a GPP luck shot in the dark. But that's where I'm at here. Certainly, I think when you look at Montreal, it's kind of more of the same. Gallagher finally gets a goal here. It's going to be 2 goals in 5 games. It's 5,300. Gallagher's price, Tatar's price. Tatar's kind of been on the certainly low side of points lately. That second line's been low here. I think you stick to the first line, which is Jonathan Drew, Max Domi, and Andrew Shaw, if you are going to stack them up. I don't mind even nearing down to this third line. Kotkaniemi or Arturi Leikkanen, I think that this is another third line you want to keep in play of GPP action. Holy moly, this Pens game on the background is just going off as you would expect of a Penguins-Washington game. Insane game. Shea Weber, 6,200. if I recall right, that's a $200 point increase, right, Joe? I think he was 6,000 today. So 6,200 for Shea Weber. I think he's still in play. Jeff Petrie at 5,100, once again, still in play. And I'm pretty sure Petrie has another assist today. So that's going to be like 3 and 3. So Petrie, another good play. They're going to, and here's a reason why Arizona is scary. Cole, don't turn on the game tomorrow. Niemi is in that. Oh, shit. Oh, boy, Niemi's in that. Just give Arizona 5 goals to start the game and see if they can win that way.
As you may well have expected, no goalies here for me. I'm going to run over the Arizona side of things for myself. None. Moving on. Montreal side. I like Drouin, Domi, and Shaw. I like Tatar. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. I like Drouin, Domi, Shaw, Gallagher. Lehkonen. That's it. Charles Houdon. I think this is right. Charles Houdon. He just came back. I think tonight was his first game back. I'm anxious to see what he does. Supposed to be pretty decent. Guess he got hurt back in November there sometime. So we'll see how that works out. Shea Weber, yes. I think he was cheaper than that even. I thought he was down in the 5Ks today. But again, it was 2 games late, so who knows? But Shea Weber for certain, dude. For certain. Jeff Petrie, 51. Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Jeff Petrie. Awesome. Niemi? No way. No, no, no. I cannot play Niemi. Ain't happening. So give me the top line. Give me Gallagher. Give me Shea Weber. Give me Petrie. And we will move on. No Arizona. Next game, Montreal is going to win this game. Next game, St. Louis Blues heading into Vancouver to take on my Vancouver Canucks. The Canucks are a -110 home favorite, pretty much a pick-em game. Over-under of 6 in this one. And what do you like here, Jared?
I do have interest in the St. Louis Blues, folks. They're back, and I think that they've made some lineup changes that have made it for the better. Jaden Schwartz and Braden Shen on that first line now with Vladimir Tarasenko. Kind of like splitting up the O'Reilly-Tarasenko combo, probably leaving them together on that first power play. Kind of a – yeah, it looks like they're kind of going like the Crosby-Malkin setting in a way. I guess you'd probably more so associate it with the Kucherov and Stamkos thing, their best center with the winger on the offside. You could even say Laine, Scheifele, and Winnipeg. So they're trying to follow that mantra by splitting up those great players, which has allowed them to have 2 pretty good lineups with potential here. Ryan O'Reilly with David Perron on that second line. I think who benefits the most from this? David Perron. David Perron sitting aside Ryan O'Reilly, I think is going to actually give him a little bit more success. And some success that he's already had. I mean, he's got 3 goals in 5 games with Perron, but he's had a hat trick this year. He's had a 2-goal game this year. Perron is an interesting play with Ryan O'Reilly as well. No interest here in Steen. He'd be the odd man left out on that top 5 or top 6 pairing. Defensively, I'm probably going to leave them all out. Who did they say was suspended? Now, it was the other guy that hit Vince Dunn the other night is suspended for a couple games. And I forget who St. Louis played that was the case. But moving on, though, like I said, maybe even looking here at this power play unit that could be, when you look at their names, St. Louis is 5th power play on the road, guys, going up against Vancouver, who's 13th in penalty kill. So I might have interest in looking at this first power play unit too, guys. So, and I'm going to say it, and Joe's going to love it. Jared Allen's in play. Jared Allen is in play tomorrow. He's got his head swelled from that nice game the other night, and it's going to keep going. So, yep, same thing here when you look at the Winnipeg side. It's that second line with a little sprinkle of Horvat until Roussel and Louis Eriksson can get some points. I don't have interest here. Goldobin at 4 assists. He's still in play, depending. We're 1 or 2 games away if he doesn't get an assist from marking him as an off play for the Wild. Jake Virtanen, I don't mind him on that third line either. Certainly at 15 minutes of ice time, that's a good play as well. And he gets that second power play time. Interesting note, let me make sure he's in. Let me make sure here. Yes. Chris Tanev, first line defenseman. We got a birthday boy tomorrow. Chris Tanev, birthday boy. Does he get a goal? He's got 2 in the last 5 on that first line defense at 3,400. 2 goals and assists in the last 5. He's in play, boys. Pencil him in. He's your cheap defenseman of the night, and you're going to enjoy those savings and get a 3.5 from him.
No, Jake Allen is not in play. No, St. Louis, in my opinion, ain't even in play either. I ain't touching him. I ain't talking about him. Give me Markstrom for certain. And, dude, right here, get over here. Come aboard, man. Jump on the train. Josh Levo, Elias Pettersson, Brock Besser. Awesome plays, dude. Future golden boys of the NHL, man. Right there. Levo, Pettersson, Besser. I'm all about it. A little bit of Bo Horvat. I'll take that as well. Alexander Edler, yes. I'll take some of that. And that's it. Just Edler. Yeah, just Edler. Nothing else. I do think Markstrom is in play. So, complete opposite of the spectrum there with you. I wouldn't expect anything else because I can't stand Allen, and I'm a huge believer in this young line of Vancouver. So, to be expected, us disagreeing. Next game up, New York Islanders at the Las Vegas Golden Knights, minus 180. Home favorite for the Golden Knights. Over-under of 6. I seen projected Robin Lehner heading in to take on Marc-Andre the Flower Fleury. What do you like here?
Islanders, folks. 12-9 was the last time Vegas was at home ice. They're coming out slow, and who's going to make them pay? But this top 2 lines here of the Islanders here. You know, I like Anders Lee, Brock Nelson, and Jordan Eberle. These first liners are starting to get back on the goal sheet here. Anders Lee and Eberle, power play points now. Finally, in the last 5 games, these guys are back in action. Certainly, if you're going second line, I'm leaving out Bailey. I'm running Bouvier and Barzal. That's where I'm looking, and that's simply put all I'm going to do on the forward situation of the Islanders. Johnny Boychuk, interest at 3,900, certainly. 2 power play points in the last 5 by Nick Leddy. Another good play at 3,400. I still have interest there. I do certainly have interest in Robin Lehner at 7,700. Flip the script. Let's go to this Vegas team that has they've scored more points here lately. Here, let's check it out. They're coming off a 1-0 shutout by the Blue Jackets, but prior to that, they've scored 4 goals, 3 goals, 4 goals. So they're back in action of getting some goals out there. William Karlsson and Jonathan Marchessault finally leading the charge with Riley Smith. This first line is dangerous, and I think you kind of leave it there and throw in Alex Tuck on that second line if you want. Max Pacioretty, I know I've seen his name on the injury report. Let me just check it real quick. Pacioretty, he departed the previous game due to lower body injury. It's unclear if he's going to suit up against the Islanders. So keep that in mind. If you have to move Pacioretty out of this lineup and he doesn't play, It'll be interesting to see. Maybe they put Will Carrier up there on that second line. You know why? Why would they put him up there on that second line? It's a birthday boy. It's a birthday boy in the second line. Maybe William Carrier gets that goal. Birthday boy. I just like doing that now. Just got me excited. I'm going to play a birthday boy for 2,700, and there's a chance. Why not, right? It's fun. You're only spending 2,700. He's got 2 goals in the past 5 games. Who's to say he doesn't get a third tomorrow? It's a sneaky play. But, yeah, that's where I'm at defensively here. Always liking Nate Schmidt at 4,200. Braden McNabb, I don't mind it, taking a shot on him at 2,900. He's usually one of the low-cost defensemen that I do go after. Aside from that, like I said, I'm not having any interest in Fleury just because of the Joe effect. That's where I'm at.
I'm with you there. Give me the triple B line, Dovier, Matt Barzal, Josh Bailey. You could one-off Anders Lee or Brock Nelson or Jordan Everly. I don't think you need to run them as a combo. However you might want to do it, I wouldn't mind it either. So New York Islanders is top 6. This Josh Hosang, he scored the other day. Yippee! Still not in play. Defensively here, we had a little discussion about the Islanders' defense, in the Slack the other day. Just because of the amount that they shoot and their prices being relatively cheap. So Pulak, Boychuk, Leddy, all very good defensemen and all relatively cheap. Scott Mayfield, 4,100, fairly priced. So you need some cheaper defensemen. Come here to the Islanders. You'll find them. And I think they're all in play. As far as Leonard goes, no, I don't think he's in play. And as far as the Vegas side goes, I'm not very good at picking Vegas, to be honest with you. I think they're in play. I just don't see a ton of goals in this game. I look for it to go under the 6. You could play the top line, obviously, with Marshall Salt, Carlson, Riley Smith. Pacioretty, you said he could be injured. So Stastny it took. That's it for me. I think, barring any news, that would be it. I would focus the attention on the top 2 lines. Defensively here, Braden McNabb, 2,900 just for the price. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Just Braden McNabb. Man, they really don't look that great on paper, do they? Last and final game up on the massive 12-game slate. This might have been our biggest breakdown show, right? Most games.
We had 113 gamer, I think there was.
Yeah, maybe. Winnipeg Jets heading into San Jose to take on the San Jose Sharks. Sharks will be a -125 home favorite. Over under 6.5 in this game should be Hellebuck against Martin Jones. I played Martin Jones last time out. Gave me the shutout. Yes. Hellebuck struggled last time out. Or maybe he didn't start. Did he start against the Kings? I think he did.
I think he did, yeah.
So maybe a bounce back game for him. But Winnipeg all the way around needs a bounce back game. So what do you like here? I'm sure you're drawing some interest in this.
Yep, we just got a final, and it's Murray's probably best game and certainly of the season. So just a quick update there on tonight's game slates. So far, my picks are doing good. Hopefully, they continue onward for the remainder of that last game. But for me, I'll tell you what the beauty of Winnipeg here, kind of. I swear I've hit Matthew Perreault in that third line. He's got 5 goals in 5 games for Matthew Perreault in that third line. That's an interesting play in that third line. But I think where people are going to go here, it continues to be Blake Wheeler, Mark Scheifele here on that first line. You could throw in some Nikolai Ehlers as well at 5,600. Certainly all three of these first liners are in play. I wouldn't go heavy here, though, Joe. And when you look at San Jose Sharks, I'd assume you're getting Martin Jones. He's 3-0 in the last 5, 2.16. And I think I need to look at this, guys, and tell you it's going to drive me nuts before it looks like that at least San Jose has won 5 in a row, Joe. So that's something to keep in mind. So you got 3-0 Martin Jones, 2-0 in Aaron Dell, both of them with 2.16 GAA for Martin Jones. And they don't give up a lot of shots. I have this kind of criteria breakdown of goals against, shots, and shots against. And when I look at the color code, I'm kind of looking for greens across the board. And San Jose is the only one that kind of got green colors all the way across the board. 3.3 goals per game for them, 2.89 goals against, 34 shots, almost 35 shots for, giving up about 29.5 shots against. So, when you look at that, San Jose has got the making of a great team. Don't say that, Cole. But so I'm going here with this. I'm going to stack heavier on this San Jose side with Timo Meier, Logan Couture, Thomas Hertl. I'm probably going to play Couture, Meier, and then throw a third of this from another line, to be honest with you. I'd like to throw Hertl in there. He's got 8 points in 5 games. There can be no basis of it except to very kind of spread out my exposure to the San Jose team instead of keeping it on that first line. So for me, I'd like to go Couture, Meier, and then throw down like a Joe Pavelski or even a Vander Kane. That's where I'd like my exposure to go. Joe Thornton here, 2,800, and I think he's on that second power play line. That's a guy that you certainly can pencil into your lineups as that last piece that you need. If you got $2,800 left, Joe Thornton still has got something in the tank, and certainly he's got a goal and assist in the past 5. It's a do or die situation. You're going to get 2 points, you're going to get 3.5, or you might get 0 out of Joe Thornton. But that's what we do in DFS every night. We take a risk. I think I looked at tonight. Backstrom got me 0.5. This is just the theories, the chances that you take. But looking at that third line, even if you're not looking for power play reasons, all 3 of these guys have goals in the past 5 games: LeBlanc, Thornton, and Sorensen. Defensively, we know we got Erik Karlsson, 6,100, and Brent Burns at 6,500. Both these guys. This is one team where if I am playing a defenseman, I'm going to pay up. I'm going to pay up for these guys. Usually the one guy that might be the difference maker that some people might draw some interest to is Vlasic. If you have only a couple 2,900 or so, you might look at Vlasic or Justin Braun, I guess, for that matter, at 2,900, 2,800 respectively. Now, even Radim Simek at 2,600 is now coming up with 1 goal and 3 assists. I didn't see that off the bat. I did watch it one night that he did have a goal from the point, so maybe Simek. But Joe, I have interest in Jones, but I'm off of Hellebuck here. So that's where I'm at on this one. I like San Jose for the win, and I'm uncertain. It could be a 3-2 kind of game, I think.
I can't predict the game. All I can say is that Martin Jones' last game out, when he posted that shutout, was his first shutout in 38 starts. Could be 39 starts. It was something to that effect. I don't want any goalie here. I can't go back to Jones. I'll just take it and run. I'm not saying he's not a good play, because I think he is a good play. But, man, this Winnipeg team is powerful. You have to pay attention to the top 6. You have to consider the top 9 here for Winnipeg. And I'll let it at that as far as the forwards go, just because. Primarily for me, pay attention to the top 6, consider the top 9. Defensively, Josh Morrissey, awesome play. Byfuglien, awesome play. Tyler Myers, awesome play. really like Myers a lot, man. That price, 3,700, beautiful. Don't want no help. I'll jump over to the San Jose side. Jared, like you said, 5-game winning streak, I believe that they're on here. They're playing well. The defense of Carlson and Burns are both starting to click. So it seems like it's coming together here just about the right time for San Jose. So you got to consider them. That top line of Hurdle, Couture, and Meyer, man, incredible. Meyer's having an awesome year, career year. Second line, Kane, Pavelski, Donskoy, nah, not so much. You don't need that shit, man. Um, I I can't play the third line. I won't go down that far. So me personally, San Jose be the top 5. Um, Eric Carlson, 6,100. He's in play. I don't care. Averaging an assist a game. He's doing the same thing pretty much that Burns is doing for 6,500. I like Carlson a little better here at 6,100 just because of price. To be honest with you. And that'll be it for me. I don't want no Jones here. So I'll let it be at that. That's it, guys. That's our 12-game slate, man. Tried to avoid plays I didn't want to talk about. Talk about the ones I did. Let's jump right into the game, Jared, and we can get out of here. We've been at it already for over an hour. So jump right into it. You can throw out your diamond stack there.
Well, we kind of like to go a little bit off the wall, try to pick a little bit different. So I was going to say let's go with the Malkin line 2 there for tomorrow, but I'm going to be a little more adventurous for us here. I'm going with the second line of St. Louis Blues: Ryan O'Reilly, David Perron, and Alex Steen. Second line St. Louis, and I guarantee you didn't think I'd call that one.
Why would I think you would talk silly? I mean, well, I guess we so choose to do so. I tell you what, man. I ain't backing off yet, my friend. Vancouver, line 2. Levo, Pedersen, Besser. What you got for your snowflaker?
Here you can kind of call it. I'm going New Jersey line 1. I have no faith that they're even scoring ever. That's not silly talk.
No, line 1. That's Palmieri, Hershier, and Hall.
Yep.
Okay. That's a good call. I like it. So give me Boston line 1. Marchand, Krejci, Pasternak, Snowflake. I think they'll get a goal, but that shouldn't put them over to 12. Right?
Yeah. Well, so, Pasternak, he even gets those unassisted ones. So
yeah, true.
Boy, that guy is so freaking fast. Holy
Pasternak?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he came out at I think he's out in the same draft as Will Nylander.
Huh.
And no. Lying to you. Pasternak came out in the same draft as McDavid. He went 20th overall, I think, that year. What do you like for your Boulder Award?
I am going with Peter Mrazek for Carolina Hurricanes tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a good call. Give me Bobrovsky. Shutting out your snowflake stack.
All right. Hey, we'll leave the post-show comments. There is no more post-show when you go on to and join us on the Slack channel, right? The post-game never stops.
Yeah, for certain. Raiders fan, appreciate it, bud. We'll see you over in the Slack. I'm certain. Again, that's the show, guys. If you want to be a part of the Slack channel, please let a comment below. Subscribe to the channel. Need your email. It's by invite only. And you know what I mean? That's what we're looking for. So, you want to join the Slack? Let me know. Hit me up on Twitter at DFS Quarry. Like I said, need your email. Take me a little bit, maybe. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Get you invited in there. I think Mrazek did play for Detroit.
Yeah.
Raiders fan. I think I have to look into that. He did?
Yep.
He did. Revenge game, narrative. Get him in there, Raiders. So, guys, we'd like to see you in the Slack with us. So, good luck to everybody. Get into the Slack. Get a hold of us somehow. What?
Is Myron in our Slack?
Myron?
Yeah.
I don't think Myron is in the Slack.
Yeah, I noticed he comments a good bit.
Yeah, hopefully he gets in there. I'd like to see him in there too, man. We like guys in the Slack. What we prefer is not just take from the Slack, but you got to contribute to, man. We like discussion about plays. We're not trying to hand out picks. It's not what we're there for. We're trying to talk through plays. We'll give you pivots around a certain price range. Try to get you, you know what I mean, just an idea of what we're looking at when you ask us this question. So maybe then when you go to ask the question, you look at it and say, I think the guys would lean this way. So there you go. I know Cole is in there a lot, helping everybody out, man, giving his opinion. We appreciate that. Raiders fan. Mitch is in there with us too, giving out his opinion. So everybody jump in, join the Slack there with us. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Twitter at JSMiner87, at JoeMiner3131, and at DFS Quarry. That's all we got for you. Good luck to everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. We're out.